You are listening to Smart Women's Dating Podcast, bonus episode. Welcome to Smart Women's Dating Podcast. I am your host, certified life coach Lærke Nielsen, and I help smart, independent women attract the love they deeply desire without having to chase or settle. This podcast will give you the mindset tools and insights you need to finally crack the code to your love life. Are you ready? Then let's go! Hey you! This is an extra episode. I wanted to come on and talk to you about a possibility. How you can really nail the feminine energy once and for all. Learn what it's all about and how easy it really is to shift into it so you can feel much better in dating and also inside a relationship. I've heard a lot of you throughout the time telling me that you really want to learn what it is, not just on a theoretical, lean back and receive kind of way, but hands-on. What should I do in this and that situation? Is it masculine to invite a man? Is it not feminine to let him know that I like him, and so on? And I've also heard many of you express your worries. Worries that feminine energy is weak, passive, and submissive, and that you can't be a feminist and practice feminine energy. Now, this is of course not true. Not if you ask me. For me, feminine energy is feminism version 2.0. It's the up-leveled and advanced version of feminism. The version in which we no longer try to compete with men on men's terms, but where we realize that being a woman, being in a feminine energy, is in itself powerful and unique, and we are bringing something else to the table than they are. So there's absolutely no reason to compete with men. Why not just step into and own what makes us unique? I know when it comes to the job market and equal pay and so on, it's not that simple. The world is still behind and we often have to accept competing. But when we are in the arena of dating and romance, we don't have to compete. In fact, it's so much more attractive and empowered to be a woman with a deep sense of worthiness and the knowing that we are enough without the competing. So I decided a while ago that I'm going to offer a group program on feminine energy, like really hands-on and with the perspective of a strong, independent woman. And today I want to give you a bit more insight to what the program will contain and how it will run and the timing of it. And as I haven't done a group program before, this will be sort of a pilot. So it's a 4 weeks course with 4 group sessions and a bonus 1-to-1 private session for each of the attendees. And I will offer it for a very favorable price. So first things first, before I reveal a bit more about what you will learn in this course, I want to just say a few words about why you would even want to learn about feminine energy. Because why even bother about a course if you don't see the value of learning it right? So the whole idea is to understand the law of polarity, attraction between two opposites, the feminine and the masculine, or yin and yang. Most women want a man to be masculine and to pursue her. They want the man to be leading the dating connection, to take initiative and to be decisive. They get turned off by a man who can't make up his mind, who goes hot and cold and who doesn't take any initiative. Now, for you to attract the attention and interest of a healthy masculine man, you have to be in your feminine energy. Otherwise, it's like 2 magnets of the same pole. They will not attract each other. So, in other words, if you want to meet and date a man who's taking initiative, inviting you out, showing you he wants to prioritize you, he wants to spend time with you, he wants to get to know you, and he cares about you and who you are and how you feel, and he wants to pursue a romantic relationship with you. If you want to attract that kind of man, it is crucial that you know your feminine energy, that you know what it is and how to embody that. So this is your reason for even being interested in that. So let's look at what you will learn on the course. I'm going to, of course, give you an overview of what feminine and masculine polarity is and what is the difference between the empowered and the wounded feminine energy. And then I will talk about what it actually means to lean back, which I know is something that isn't communicated very well. And therefore, there's a lot of women who have gotten the wrong idea about this. So I will talk about what leaning back really is and when it's important, and also the fact that you are not passive just because you lean back. You have many ways of pulling the strings and signaling to him what you want, giving him the feedback that will make him first of all want to pursue you, but also want to continue pursuing you. So here I will also share some concrete examples of how to lean back, both in the dating apps, on a date and in between the dates, and how you can still give him a very clear direction and signals about where you want things to go. Then I will talk about boundaries, as they are key in feminine energy and something that is often overlooked. How to feel a boundary, and how to communicate it in a way that makes you even more attractive and sophisticated to a man. Setting boundaries is often completely misunderstood, and many women are scared of what it will mean if they do it, and if they will push away the man by doing it. But in this course, I will share with you how it's actually the opposite. If you set the boundaries in the right way, it's your superpower as a woman, and part of what makes a man want to make an effort for you. Setting a boundary can be done in a million different ways, and in the course I will share with you some high-value ways that make you very attractive to a man. I will also talk about how to create a deep connection, how to be courageous and dare to show some vulnerability, and what kinds of vulnerability is okay in early dating. We can talk about high value and low value vulnerability, and you want to know the difference here, because you don't want to risk oversharing or making yourself too vulnerable or vulnerable in a way that doesn't feel okay. So for you to protect yourself, it's important to know what is high value vulnerability. So this I will give you some examples of. And if you know the work of Brené Brown, you are also familiar with the concept of how authenticity and vulnerability is required. They are key ingredients of a deep emotional connection. And there are studies in this field that show simple ways of deepening an emotional connection through sharing vulnerability in a very non-threatening way. So this will be an important part of the course too. Another thing I will talk about, and that I know many of you will find useful, is the importance of the light-hearted, playful, and flirty energy. What is it, and what are some ways you can do this, and what does it look like, and why is it important? So many of you believe in this myth of love at first sight, and that attraction needs to be there from the beginning, and that is just not true. It can come down the line, and you can do something to make it happen. You can take part in building chemistry, and on this course I will of course share with you a few tips about that, as well as the art of flirting, having a flirtatious body language, which is not at all as cheesy as you might think. It's not about being more or less undressed or overstepping your own boundaries. No, it's the subtle cues that you want to learn as a smart and sophisticated woman. The small things that will catch his attention. It is all about dosing it in the right way and not overdoing it. So that was some of the content as it looks now, and it's still under development behind the scenes. I'm still developing ideas for it. And I also want to share with you the form of this course. So it's going to be me entertaining you with the teaching, and then you throw all your questions at me, and if some of you want to be coached, you will get coached as well. It's not like you have to show your face on the video or get out of the comfort zone in front of everyone else. Anyone who wants to just sit and watch, that is totally fine. We are all different. And then if someone else has questions, then of course you will learn from that. And if no one has questions, then I will do the entertaining. So I don't want you to feel scared about this. It's going to be a small, intimate group of women. And my experience with groups like this is that we are always so good at being supportive towards each other. It is a sisterhood, and after 4 sessions, you're most likely going to want to exchange Instagram accounts or emails or whatever to stay in touch. So if you're afraid that you will be put in the hot chair in front of everyone, don't worry, I will never do that. and you can be just as anonymous as you want. And now a few words about the timing. The interest list is still open until around the 17th of August. I will then close it and invite everyone who signed up to join an info call where you also get to ask me questions. This will take place on the 20th of August in the evening, Central European Time. And it will be recorded and sent out so that if you can't join, you will still get the information. After this info call, there will be a short deadline to sign up. You will have 3 days to decide, and then we start the week after. So the week that is beginning with the 26th of August, and then 4 sessions. And as I said in the beginning, each of you will also get a private session with me, and that you can take at a later stage. I will of course indicate a last date, but you will have more time to plan that. And then I have also decided that for those of you who sign up for this group course, if after the course you want to continue working with me, you will automatically be given a discount of €200 towards whatever program you decide to sign up for. So as I will keep the price for the group course at between €200 and €300, this means that should you decide to continue working with me on a one-to-one basis afterwards, the group course will be practically free for you. So if you are not already on the interest list, I don't know what you're doing. Get over there now. There's nothing to lose. But I promise you, if you don't join, you will miss out on something valuable that can forever change your love life. So you might be thinking some of the following things. Maybe you're thinking, the timing is off. I'm going to be on vacation in one of the weeks. I think I will just join next time. Now, here I want to say there might not be a next time. I don't know if I will be offering this again, and I know for sure that if I do, it will be at a different price point and not with the same bonuses, so it's better to go for it now. Also, you will receive the recordings of each call, and they are yours to keep forever. So normally it's not possible for everyone to join all calls. That's not a problem at all. You will just watch the recording and send me your questions afterwards. But maybe you could also be thinking, I'm not actually into the group thing. I don't like sharing my problems in front of a group. And here I just want to remind you that this is not a problem. You do not have to share anything. You can just join with the video off and sit and listen and watch. I'm going to be responsible for the content, so don't worry. And those who do want to get coached and ask questions, they are very much encouraged to do that, and then the others can learn from them. My experience is that when it's a small and intimate group like this most likely is going to be, there's very quickly this feeling of connection and belonging. As I said before, it's a sisterhood, and it feels safe to open up as soon as one person does it. Women are so good at supporting each other and creating a very positive and judgment-free zone in groups like this. So I wouldn't let fear of the group setting hold me back. You could also be thinking, I'm in a different time zone. I'm not sure I can join every time. And here I want you to know that I'm going to plan the sessions on different times each week so that you all get a fair chance to join. And again, the recordings will be shared afterwards. And alone, the one-to-one session and the recordings, that will be a good investment for the money. So even if you can't join one single session live, I still would say that it's a good deal. And then finally, you might be in a situation where you think that €200 to €300 is a lot of money. And I personally think that it's not up to anyone else to decide what is a lot of money for you. But I will say that you do get a lot of value for this money, given that my normal price per session is €200, and here you get 4 sessions and 1 private session, and the possibility to save €200 on a potential future program. So I do believe that there's a lot of value in here. There's some really cool bonuses, and that the price makes the course accessible to a lot of you. So now I have only one more thing to say, and that is get over on the interest list. I would love to see you over there, and it is completely non-binding. You just get all the information and you get the invitation for the info call, and then you get a chance to sign up. So check out the show notes or go to my Instagram bio at Lærke the Love Coach and save your spot in there. It's going to be so much fun, I promise you. See you soon. Bye bye for now. If you like what you're hearing on this podcast and you want to get support from a coach on your love journey, I invite you to book a free consult call with me. You will find the link in the show notes. And also, don't forget to subscribe, and I would love it if you would rate and review this podcast, and then you'll also help other women find it.